We hope you enjoyed City Talk, a production of the City of Waco. Catch this program on local radio stations on Sunday mornings at 6:30 a.m. Find the podcast on your favorite podcast streaming service by searching City of Waco, or view it online at wccc.tv.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to City Talk. My name is Kelly Craine, and I'm the Public Information Officer for the Waco-McLennan County Health District, and I'll be your host for this week. And I've got two great guests from the Waco-McLennan County Public Health District. We have LaShonda Malrey-Horne, who is our director, and then we have Emily Green, who is a health education specialist. And we've got a great program for the fall, perfect for the fall. It's Let's Walk Waco. And in addition to that, we're going to have some walk and talks with LaShonda. So let's get into it, and let's start with, so what is Let's Walk Waco?
Let's Walk Waco is a free 8-week walking program that the Live Well Waco Coalition created. It is available to all residents of McLennan County, any and all activity levels. We want this to be as easy for someone to join as possible. So you can walk by yourself, or you can walk with a team, and decide when you want to walk, where you want to walk, how fast you want to walk, and how long. So it's up to each person, and we really encourage all to sign up. We've been really encouraged by how many have already registered to be a part of it.
And that is great. And so now there's a competition part to it, though. So it's fun. It's a way of getting healthy. But you make it a little interesting. You make it fun. Tell us a little bit about the competition part.
Yeah, absolutely. So we, at this moment, I think have about 33 teams who have signed up all across McLennan County. And we're excited to see who, can walk the furthest. But it's not only just about competition. It is about moving, right? So we just want people to start moving, or if they're already kind of moving throughout the day, we want them to increase their movement and their activity. And not only is it about movement, it's about connectivity with other people. When we were creating this program, we were thinking about, what's the climate that everyone's lived in? And it's been the COVID climate. And so what better way to get out, reconnect with people face to face than an outdoor walking program?
Absolutely. And it sounds like fun. And it did start on September 20th. So is it too late for people to sign up?
No. It is not. So the program, yes, did begin September 20th, and it will go through November 15th. We are still accepting registration. I would just say sign up as quickly as you can. But it is open. How to access the registration link, just go to the Health District homepage, and it'll be located under Let's Walk Waco.
And you and I worked on that website, so we hope that it is easy.
Absolutely.
It's a great resource, even just for walking, because it does have a list of outdoor facilities that are great walking spots, but also has a list of indoor facilities. So if you're wanting to do some just window shopping or be inside or a different location, you could pick a park throughout McLennan County for every walking session and have a great time.
Absolutely. And we've partnered with our City of Waco community rec centers, and they have offered up their gyms at different hours of the day. And so definitely would recommend people to check out the indoor walking facilities. If the cool weather doesn't stay around, you can walk inside. And we've got hours of operation listed on our website. And if you have questions about the walking program, there is a frequently asked questions page that you can visit as well. We, like you said, want to make it as easy as possible for people to sign up.
And of course, this broadcast has reach outside of McLennan County. So is this available for people outside of McLennan County?
It is. So if, you're here in Waco and you want your sister out in Houston or Dallas or whoever to walk alongside you, it is an online tracking system. So there isn't anything stopping them from being able to register. We do have some prize drawings that we're going to have later on into the 8-week program, and that'll be available to our McLennan County residents.
Okay, but still, just the fun of getting together, walking, having challenges within your own team as well. So there's a lot going on. Now, what if you're like, I don't have a team? And let's talk about teams. How many people should be on a team?
Yeah, good question. So teams can be anywhere from 1 to 8. I have signed.
So that's one person?
One person.
One person.
up to eight people. I have signed people up just this week who have just been a team of one. And so if you are simply already walking, you've got your routine in place, you just want to track your miles on a platform that is designed for tracking miles, I encourage you to sign up. And they can sign up as the sole member, the team captain, the team member of that team, and create their team name and have a blast tracking their miles, and they'll be eligible for prizes. They'll get our weekly newsletters. Nothing changes because it's a team of one.
All right. So let's talk about team captains. So if you're a team captain and you're of a team of one, it's pretty easy. You can just tell yourself what to do or motivate yourself. But what if you're the team captain of a larger team? What kind of responsibilities do they have?
Sure. It is nothing crazy. So anybody can do it. But essentially the first step is to create your team, figure out who you want to join your team, whether that's neighbors, coworkers, family, doesn't matter. And then encourage your team to register. If you're past that point, we really see team captains facilitating those conversations of where do we want to meet each week and what time do we want to meet, kind of helping that communication and then also the social connectivity of it. So, if someone misses their weekly walk, I'm going to encourage team captains to check in and be like, hey, missed you. Want you to join next week. We're walking here next week. Come and join. So those are the main roles, I would say, for team captains and team members alike. We'd love for y'all to take photos while walking with your group. You can post them and use the hashtag Let's Walk Waco for us to be able to see them and recognize them. But yeah, those are all the responsibilities.
And I would say for my sister is a runner, and here's a pro tip. If you're like, I don't want to take a picture because I don't like to take pictures, her running group takes pictures of their shoes. They all get in a circle, and they take a picture of the shoes. So name your team, take a picture of your shoes. It's a great idea, and it's a fun way, a different way to show off your walking skills.
Absolutely.
And not have to worry about, like, I just walked, I'm hot and sweaty. So
that or, take it before you even walk. That's the other.
Exactly. Just take it before you walk and go do it. So there's a lot of exciting things happening. And so, LaShonda, that's where you come in because you're going to be hosting some walk and talks as a part of this program. So let's talk a little bit about this. Now, to participate with a walk and talk with LaShonda, do you have to be a part of Let's Walk Waco or on a team? You can just or can you participate?
No, you don't have to be a part of a team or participating in the Let's Walk Waco competition. But I'll highly encourage people to make sure they're tracking their miles so they can keep up with what's going on. I asked Emily about doing a series of walk and talks because I love to walk. I feel like it's a great way to meet people, a great way to see a new community. Being new to the Waco area, this was a way for me to be able to go and walk at all the different rec centers and some of the parks around town. So I'm looking forward to it.
Now, absolutely. And of course, you are new here. So this is a great way for you to meet everyone, see all of our beautiful parks, but then everyone gets to meet you.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. And probably on most of those walks, I'll have my two girls with me as well. And maybe our little schnoodle Clyde, if he'll cooperate. But it's really important for us to be a part of the community here and get integrated into the community and have friends that we spend time with. And what better way to meet people than at parks and walking?
Absolutely. And then again, this is the perfect time of year to start doing it. The weather is cooler. It's just generally nicer. And you want to get out. So this is a great time to do it. Now, on these walk and talks, you're going to be talking with people and sharing with them different things about public health, about the importance of walking. Talk a little bit about what kind of things you want to talk with people about. What's important to you that you want to share with people?
So this last 18 months has been really hard for everyone because we've been dealing with this COVID-19 pandemic. And there have been a few things that have really come to the surface around our communities, especially around mental health and how people have struggled with being isolated. Some of us have struggled because of our workload increasing. Others have just struggled because of all the bad news in the news. So it's going to be really important to talk about what walking can do for your mental health. Being outside is such a energy boost. It makes you feel better. You breathe in the fresh air. if you can handle the trees and the pollen, you get a chance to smell all that goodness.
Crispness, the crispness in the air.
Crispness. But it's really important that we lean into some natural ways to enhance our mood. And then we can also talk about the importance of seeking mental health care and mental health support if people really need it. Mm-hmm. Another thing is just walking safety tips. A lot of people assume if there's sidewalks, just walk on the sidewalk. But there's some pretty basic things you should know about walking outside, especially on busy roads that may not have sidewalks. And living in Texas, every road doesn't have sidewalks. So you need to know about walking against the traffic, making sure you're visible. I'll probably bring some of my walking props with me. I have a reflective vest I use in the mornings and a headlamp I use because I leave out of my house pretty early in the mornings walking and it's still dark. But I really want people to understand that if you commit to it, you don't have any excuses. And most of these things are pretty easily accessible at your local store or, dollar store or Walmart or somewhere like that. We'll also talk about things that are happening at the health district. We want to make sure people know all the things that we have to offer and really just get input from the community members about what they want to see us offer, because I think one of the best ways for us to program toward our community is hear what they have to say. So I'm really excited to meet some people here.
And just do some walking. If you're just joining us, you're listening to City Talk from the city of Waco. My name is Kelly Craine with the Waco-McLennan County Public Health District, and we are talking about Let's Walk Waco and Walk and Talks. So we've really had a great opportunity to talk about the teams. This is no pressure fun. It really is just go and walk. And, if you are a competitive soul, this is a great opportunity for you. If you're like, I just want to walk with my friends, that's a great reason too. This is very fun, meant to be a community-wide effort. So let's talk a little bit about, since we talked about the program, let's talk about, and I hope both of you can join in on this one, why is walking beneficial? And you kind of touched upon that a little bit, but let's talk about really, for me, the first thing I think of about walking is, for the most part, we can all do it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't take a special location. It really doesn't take that special of shoes. You want to wear the right shoes, but you don't have to have the most expensive, fancy shoes in the store. Just a good, durable pair of walking shoes. So for me, it's like everyone can do this. This is the ultimate free opportunity and exercise. Yes. For you, let's talk about those other benefits that you get from walking.
So 12 years ago, I started running after the birth of my first child because I wanted to lose my baby weight. That was my goal, to start running and to run 5Ks. And I ran consistently for probably about 4 or 5 years. And then I started wondering if I wanted to get other women to join me, especially other Black women. And not many were very interested in running because it sounds so daunting. When you say, hey, you want to go for a run? Most people are like, no, I don't run.
At 5 in the morning?
No. At 5 in the afternoon? No, I don't want to run. So what I found out about an organization called Girl Trek, and I leaned heavily into building a Girl Trek team in the Tyler community where I was living. And one thing that happened quickly is walking went from being exercise to really a part of my self-care routine. Walking is meditative, it's restorative, it's healing. It gives you a chance to really sit with your own thoughts. If you're walking without music or headphones and walking through a quiet space, you can spend time in your head thinking about all the things that you want to accomplish, or even just reflecting on things that have already happened to you. So for me, walking is as much a part of a physical health or a physical lifestyle as it is for just a personal and a self-care tool for me.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, when we started, heavy quarantine, shelter in place, when COVID was really ramping up in our communities, walking was one of the things that kept me sane and feeling like I could clear my head after a hectic day at work. And still to this day, it does the same for me. And if my husband joins, it's a really sweet time to reconnect with him with no distractions, and we can talk about our days. And sometimes it's just easier to turn on the TV and not really connect, and so that gives us kind of a just a really sweet time to talk. And so I love the community aspect of the walking as well, and to the health benefits, to that point, it does help to reduce the risk of preventable chronic diseases. And I can't speak from the preventable chronic disease standpoint, but I can speak from the non-preventable type 1 diabetes standpoint. And I have truly myself experienced where after a big lunch or some type of meal that I'm not feeling great, my blood sugar is starting to rise from what I've eaten. Walks are such a easy way to help me manage my blood sugar and do so safely, but in a way that benefits me in many other ways too. But I've truly experienced the benefits of walking from a disease management standpoint.
Absolutely.
One other thing is that if we get our kids walking now early, it's easier for them to continue these active lifestyles. So some kids are just naturally athletically inclined. They want to play all the sports. They want to sign up for every league. Other kids aren't that interested in that, and it's easy for them to just go inward and spend a lot of time in front of screens. But what better way to connect with your children than to say, hey, let's go take a walk? Most of the parks in the Waco area have a paved trail or some kind of a guided walking area. So it's really great to be in a community that has such beautiful parks and such easily accessible parks. But for me, I know that thinking of the chronic diseases that are preventable, my mom died from heart disease at the age of 67, and she had 5 heart attacks. And she smoked, she didn't exercise, she didn't eat a great diet, and she had a lot of stress. And she didn't manage her stress very well. So I know for a fact that one way to decrease my risk of having heart disease is to exercise and to move frequently. And like I said, it's as much mental health support and work as it is physical health support and work. But I think it also is kind of a tribute to my mother for me, because I'm doing things that she never had a chance to do. And I'm hopefully able to live a life that she never had a chance to live. And I hope I'm making her proud by doing it.
Absolutely. And I think that's so important. And, you mentioned about you wanted to do 5Ks, and you're like, let's go do a 5K. And everyone went, wait a minute. No, that seems like a lot. Let's talk about the idea that this isn't about, sure, there's mileage and there's some competition on that, but it's not about mileage. If you're like someone who's like, look, I sit in the screen, I sit at my desk all day, I can't do a 5K. I've never done anything like that. We're not going about distance here. This is about get those joints moving.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I would say if you are one that really is not currently moving, that's okay. It can be you decide you're going to walk to the mailbox and back, and we can count those steps. And if that is working for you, you can park a little bit further away when you're going shopping at the grocery store this week, or take the stairs one day instead of the elevator. And so it doesn't have to be a full 30-minute walk all at once. If that's too intimidating for you, it can be you're working your way up to that or walking your way up to that. So, yeah, definitely encourage any activity levels to not be intimidated, just to join. Part
of this is building a habit. It's not just you may be the most active person in the world and feel that you are active, but walking brings so many special benefits that are both physical and mental. So walking is that amazing benefit. And, for me, again, I am the spectator in spectator sports. Like you said, I'm not sporty, but I can walk. Everyone can walk. I mean, that's something we learn as little children. And walking is a way that, again, let's get those joints going. Let's get that moving. Let's, make sure that you are active, that you are not sitting at your desk all day. One of the things, LaShonda, that's so great is that you're always encouraging people, let's have walk and talk. That's the first thing you started was, let's have a walk and talk at work.
Yeah.
I want to meet the health district staff. Let's do walk and talks. And you just walk in the parking lot.
Yep. So we either walk in the parking lot or we go down and walk up and down the Brazos River. We take about 8 minutes out and then 8 minutes back. So for about a 16-minute walk, and I have conversations with the staff about whatever they want to talk to me about. Sometimes it's the graduate assistants just wondering about their next steps as public health professionals. Other times it's serious I need to talk to you, you're the boss kind of conversations. But either way, it's really been a good way for me to get a chance to model the behavior of walking and really even taking a break. So whenever people are sitting around, it's not around, just sitting around.
Sitting
but
at their desk, hunched over with their
constantly.
hunch. And
It's really important that we get up and move around a little bit, every hour or so. So I think that for our senior adults especially, just transitioning a little bit, once they stop moving, that's when that osteoarthritis really sets in. So walking is something that they can keep doing, and if they can walk through and move through the pain safely, and if their healthcare providers agree for them to exercise, then typically they can sustain their quality of life a little bit longer.
And it's a mental thing, too. It gets their mental moving as opposed to just sitting in a chair. And of course there are people that have physical issues that they cannot. But, if you have that option, do it. And, as someone, again, I don't like hot weather. So outside walking for me in the hot, but now we're in the cooler weather. So at work, for me, sometimes that's like I just need to get up and walk down the hallway, do a couple laps in the lobby, and just try and do that every hour. Just a little bit of a break. Just, I'm up, so I'll just go do this. I'll take the stairs, and it doesn't matter what my shoes are. My shoes are no excuse, so even if they're high heels, I still do that. So just as a way to say, let's see how these joints are moving. Let's get these knees working. I need them to keep on working. So there's little ways, there's little ways you can sneak it in to your day, particularly if it's not something that you're accustomed to.
Yeah, and I'll have to add on to what LaShonda was saying about our senior population. I had the opportunity to connect with some people who go to the Soul Ross Dance Club, so it's every Thursday night, and I met a man who he's a type 2 diabetic and would talk about the only way I can manage my diabetes is through activity. And he goes, let me see how many steps I've already had for today. And it was like around 7 o'clock at night, and he said he had over 18,000 on his Fitbit.
Wow.
And I go, sir, what have you done today?
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, that's a lot of steps.
Yeah.
And he's like, I run a 5K every morning at the Y. And he has chosen to be really active in his attempt. And he didn't start with a 5K, but he has worked himself up to that. And he dances on Thursday nights, and had another similar story with another man at that. He asked me to guess his age. And I was like, well. And he, of course, was much older than any of us guessed, and he's like, I just haven't stopped moving. I still climb trees. I still do this. Like, he is an active soul, and so yes, just keep moving.
It doesn't have to be fancy.
With the mindset as well. If you feel like you can do it, you're typically gonna do it. That's great to hear that the seniors are getting out there and getting at it. 18,000 steps is impressive.
That is amazing.
More than I've ever gotten. I think
seriously,
going to Disney was one of the times.
Exactly. And my dad's an example of someone that he's very formal, and he does not like to wear active wear, and so he always likes to wear his pressed khakis or his pressed jeans and a belt, and we're like, that's got to be really uncomfortable. But you know what? It doesn't matter. If that's what you feel appropriate walking in, do it. Just make sure those shoes are comfortable.
That's what makes walking great. Literally, you can do it in anything. As long as your shoes are comfortable and sturdy and you're not going to hurt yourself, you can take out walking in your work clothes, your church attire, your pajamas if you want to. You can walk in anything. So.
Exactly. So there is just so many options. So we are in we have about 3.5 minutes left. So in our remaining moments, Emily, will you just recap the Let's Walk Waco program for everybody?
Absolutely. Let's Walk Waco, beginning this week. September 20th was our start date. It's a free 8-week walking program going until November 15th. You can still sign up. Go to the Health District homepage, and under Let's Walk Waco, we'll have our registration instructions. I would encourage anyone in McLennan County, and even if you want to invite some friends outside of McLennan County to track their miles, to join. All activity levels are welcomed.
All right. And again, you can sign up. You could be a team of 1. You can be a team of 8. Absolutely. And then we have coming up the Walk-In Talks.
Walk-In Talks starting next Thursday, September 30th. The first one is at the Dewey Recreation Center. So I'm looking forward to being there. 30 minutes and about 5 minutes of talking and then 30 minutes or 25 minutes of walking and talking. So
there you go.
And all of this information you can find on the Live Well Waco Facebook page, and for LaShonda's walk-in talks as well. You can find them on the Health District social media pages. We've got you covered.
All right. So we do appreciate that. We're still at a few more minutes. So again, Let's Walk Waco. It's free. Mm-hmm. You don't have to have a team of 1,000.
Absolutely.
So some things like a team, what does this mean?
Yeah.
There's pressure. No,
absolutely. And one of the things that I love about LaShonda's walk-in talks that are happening right now, or next Thursday, will be that if our Let's Walk Waco teams decide, hey, let's walk with LaShonda this week. That'll be your 30-minute walk for the week.
Great. I would be so excited if that happens. So I invite everybody.
Kids are welcome. Strollers are welcome. Dogs are welcome. On a leash.
On a leash.
On
yes,
a leash.
Absolutely. And she's going to be traveling between all the different community rec centers of Dewey, Bledsoe, South Waco. So we'll get around.
We have
Waco.
one at Brazos Park East, maybe. I don't know.
Yes, we've got one at
in
City
Spanish.
Yes, one in Spanish. We're partnering with La Puerta and the FBC Waco Spanish-speaking congregation. We're going to make our way around.
It's going to be fun. You get an opportunity to meet our director, LaShonda, and she's a joy to work with. So I encourage everybody to come out and meet her. You're going to have a great time. Again, Let's Walk Waco. Just walk. Just walk. By 1-8. However you want to do it, go to the City of Waco website page, and you'll find the Waco McLennan Public Health District. Their ARM page. Sign up. It's easy. It's simple. I want to thank you so much. LaShonda Malrey-Horne is the director of our health district. Thank you so much for all that you've done. Emily Green, who is a health education specialist, thank you so much for putting this program together. This is a lot of collaborations with Live Well Waco, a lot of input, but it's going to be a great, fun program. So thank you all for coming today and talking about this. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today.
We hope you enjoyed City Talk, a production of the City of Waco. Catch this program on local radio stations on Sunday mornings at 6:30 a.m. Find the podcast on your favorite podcast streaming service by searching City of Waco, or view it online at wccc.tv.